U.S. adults who say they consume alcohol has fallen to an all-time record low of just 54%. Joining us now is America's social worker. It's Kelley Kitley. She's been working hard for the last 10 years, spreading the word about the negative effects of alcohol, the mommy wine culture, and mental health. She has also shared her own personal story of alcohol abuse and her journey to sobriety, and we're excited to have her back. It's so great to see you, Kelley.
Oh, so good to see you, Molly. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and congratulations. I see you sometimes celebrating your sobriety on social media. You've joined us many times in the past to talk about this, so it must feel really good to see the results of this study.
I mean, I have the chills just standing in the green room and thinking about how many times I've been here to talk about Dry January and to talk about Alcohol Awareness Month. And it is amazing. This is great news for us. It shows that we're moving the needle by speaking out about the impact of alcohol consumption. And people are listening and they're changing their lifestyle.
Well, and it's interesting too, because I think we went through a phase as a worldwide of increased alcohol consumption, especially with COVID and everybody being so isolated.
You are absolutely right. And that's, when we talk about women and mom drinking culture, a lot of women really turn to alcohol to self-soothe and to just cope with being home with kids and trying to get through school and jobs. And so there was a real increase. I think New York Post did a study and 323% of women had increased their drinking. So now to see the decline and the aftermath of that, of women in particular saying, this isn't working for me anymore. And a lot of women in middle age who are saying the impacts of alcohol with sleep and nutrition and mental clarity and, all of these positive benefits that we see with either reducing alcohol or giving it all up.
And I want to talk about that in a second too, because of the Dry January and the moderation movements, and I'm interested in your thoughts on that. But how is your life different from when you were drinking heavily and raising kids to where you are now? What difference do you see?
I am happier, I'm more grounded, I am more consistent. I show up, I hope, for the people in my life in a way that feels real and authentic. And something that I say is that my insides match my outsides. For so long, I was pretending that inside everything was okay. And once I gave up alcohol and started working on some of the issues in my own life that I was self-medicating with around past trauma and anxiety, my life overall just got better in every aspect.
I bet you also feel good about the example that you set for your kids.
Huge. That is my why. My husband and our 4 teenagers who are 19, 17, 15, and 13 now, and to be a role model for them. Whether they choose to drink or not, they know what it looks like to have a sober parent.
Yeah, just incredible. Let's talk a little bit about Dry January, because we've talked about that before. There are other movements for moderation, sober curious movements, things, a lot more mocktails available at bars where people can still socialize and enjoy something to drink that doesn't have alcohol in it. Do you think there's a benefit to those things? And is there a benefit to moderation, or do you promote true just zero abstinence, no drinking?
Thank you for saying that. I mean, the trajectory, right? Like what we have seen historically has been all or nothing. You either drink or you don't. And so moderation management and this awareness piece is harm reduction. And so, addiction is progressive. And if people are able to manage and control their drinking, and maybe saying, I have clients who say, I'm not ready to give it up completely, and I don't know if I ever will, but maybe I will alternate with a mocktail, or maybe I won't drink on Saturday night because I know that I have to get up early Sunday morning. So it's really about choice, and it's the normalization of reducing the amount of people who are drinking around us that gives us permission to say, I'm good, I don't need to drink today.
Yeah, it's great that there are different options for people depending on where they're at. Let's talk a little bit about the movie that you were involved in creating and the impact of that and why you decided to do it.
So Gray Area is the adaptation of Myself, and my husband is a Chicago actor, and we teamed up with a production company to create an 18-minute short film. And I like to say it's a modern day When a Man Loves a Woman with Meg Ryan.
Yes,
and,
I saw that years ago.
And it's really powerful. It's a visual tool I use in my speaking engagements to travel around the world and educate about women's mental health and alcohol use.
And were you going to say something
I was going
else?
to say, shameless plug and brag, it's won 12 awards for social change. And that, having these accolades isn't, for my ego, it is working and people believe in it and the shift is happening. And as somebody who grew up in my parents' bar in Chicago and in the restaurant and bar business, this is something I never thought would happen. And for so long, I felt so alone in my own journey of not drinking that to see this shift is huge.
Yeah, in your book too, Myself, congratulations. I just read that it's number 32 in women autobiographies, so you've got to be really proud of that too. And knowing that it's having an impact is, I know, what means the most to you, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mom.
Yeah, thank you so much. People are listening, right? Which is awesome. Kelley Kitley's book is called Myself. You can find it exclusively